Let's get to Overrated, Underrated here on Canucks Central. It's Dan Riccio, Satyar Shah, and producer Josh Elliott Wolf.
Hello.
The winner of the big golf round today. First of the year.
Winner is objective, I guess, or subjective.
My favorite part of the round, this was the most embarrassing part of it. So after we finished the 18, we're like, dusting off our shoes or whatever. And the guy that was playing behind us all day comes off the 18th and he's like, so who won? He's an older gentleman.
All right.
And I'm like, oh, the young guy over there won. And I point at Josh and he's like, oh, what'd you shoot? 100. And he just he threw up in his mouth a little
He
bit.
was
He
disappointed.
was 100. Oh.
100.
I wasn't proud of the 100
No,
either.
I bet you what it was. The guy's like, he's playing early, played a lot. He's like, these guys are early birds playing on a Wednesday morning. These guys must be good.
Oh, he's playing like every morning.
He's like, these guys are here early. These guys must be legit golfers.
He's probably semi-retired and playing every morning,
He's like, I'm sorry, what now?
He's like, 100. It was a good old. It was his version of the Yannick Oha.
Yeah. Oh, and then he just started talking to someone else. You moved on immediately.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
He sized you guys up and moved on.
It's pretty funny.
We'll start with one from Hassan from Burnaby. Team culture in meaningless games. Overrated or underrated?
Overrated.
Yeah.
In meaningless, I think team culture in general is important.
Yes.
I think in terms of meaningless games and all that, I think, the import's always there.
Yes. It's hard to have a bad team culture when you're winning a lot of games.
Yeah.
Because guys are just genuinely more happy when they're winning games. So if you build a winner, you'll probably have a good chance of building a decent team culture at the same time.
Yes.
And that's why building culture during meaningless games is
it's not
overrated.
Overrated. Now, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I don't think for a team that's had a lot of bad vibes that it's a bad thing that changes. But it's overrated in terms of the impact given where we're at in the standing.
What I do like about the Canucks situation, because this is obviously a question about the Vancouver Canucks and the way they've played towards the end of the season under Rick Tocchet, and there's been a lot of talk about the culture and all these things. We won't know until next year, but there is clearly things Tocchet has identified that he doesn't like.
Mm-hmm.
There are habits that he doesn't like. There are things about this core that he thinks can be better.
Mm-hmm.
There are body language things that he really wants to eradicate from this team. And I don't know how much that was really Boudreau's MO.
Yeah.
So we'll see moving ahead into next year and if it actually makes any sort of difference. But you can't say that Rick Tocchet hasn't come in here and let his expectations be known to the core players of this team.
Yeah, I think it's very clear.
This one from Austin in Langley. Draft lottery odds. Overrated or underrated?
The odds themselves, overrated. Like we're talking about, everybody's losing their crap, and it's like, at best, the Canucks would have had a 6.5% chance.
Yeah.
6% chance. That's what we're talking about. And they have a 3% chance if they finish 11th.
Yeah. So the Canucks, the big reason for upset today from a lot of the fans complaining about this is that the Canucks moved with their win over the Anaheim Ducks. They moved from 8th best lottery odds to 10th, and it represents a 2.5% chance for first overall.
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge difference. Ultimately, what you want is just a higher pick in the draft when you are where the Canucks are or any of these teams. And the Canucks aren't going to get that. They're probably not going to get. They're going to get a top 10 pick, I still think, but is it going to be 7 or 8? Probably not.
Dylan, the 100-point milestone in 2023.
Okay. Overrated. I don't want to diminish what Elias Pettersson has done. It's a fantastic season he's had. But if he ended up finishing with 99 points, I wasn't going to all of a sudden be like, oh, he had a terrible season because he didn't get to 100. Oh, wow, I feel worse about Elias Pettersson because he finished the season 3 games pointless and landed on 99 points. It's much like JT Miller last year, like 99 or 100. Like JT Miller was the Canucks' best forward last season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you in terms of just the numbers, but it does signify that if you are a 100-point player, you're in a class of player who is at the highest of elite. Like it's about like 20 different players or so who in the past, in the cap era, have hit 100 points.
Yeah.
And like 18 of them or 17 of them have gotten to a Stanley Cup final, and the ones that haven't include guys like Draisaitl and McDavid.
And now Elias Pettersson.
He's in that same group. Right now, there's Huberdeau there too, who hasn't. But again, like you look at a list of the guys who have hit 100 points, and you look at that list of players in the cap era.
It's only become more common in the last couple of years.
It has.
Like
that's the only downside is
Yeah.
he might not even be top 10 in scoring this year with 100 points.
So after the 04-05 lockout, we saw a huge boost in scoring because of all the extra power
Yeah.
plays, right? And Crosby and Ovechkin, I think, both had over 100 in their rookie seasons, right? Like, it was a lot of scoring when we came back out of that lockout. And then we started to see defense take over again. Last couple of years, certainly last year, and now again this year, 100-point guys, more common. My big thing about this is, and I even had a tweet about it earlier today regarding the Norris conversation again. It just bothers me that the whole Erik Karlsson is an automatic for 100 points. Like Roman Josi had 96 points last year. Now I know Cale Makar had an unbelievable year and was at 92 points, so it's not a huge discrepancy. It's only 4 points. But guess what is only 4 points difference? 96 and 100.
Yes.
So why is Erik Karlsson an automatic for the Norris? Because he hit 100 points, but Roman Josi wasn't automatic last year. Like, the difference is just a number, and it's a small amount. Like 96 versus 100 is not a lot. It's 4 points. If it was 86 versus 90, nobody's making a stink about it because it's just 4 points. And I get it, the triple-digit significance hasn't been done since Brian Leetch and all these things. Just don't tell me the biggest reason for Erik Karlsson as your Norris winner is because solely he hit 100 points.
No, but it's also because there's a big gap between the next guy.
I get it.
Last year, Makar was really close to Josi, and
Yes.
Makar is clearly the better player.
All I'm saying is
I'm just saying there's a little
the
detail
100
there.
points
You left
shouldn't
out.
make it an automatic for Erik Karlsson. You got to bring more to the argument than just he hit 100 points.
Discount Dracula. Sorry.
I'm just saying 100 points is a pretty good argument for a defenseman.
Discount Dracula. Bo Horvat on a live mic. Overrated or underrated?
Definitely overrated.
No, underrated, man. This is great. We need more. We need more Bo Horvat on a live mic after a
so
game.
he can walk everything back?
I mean, at least gives us something to. I mean, people react to it.
Yeah.
I think it's underrated. I mean, look at the reaction.
Reality is, I wish more players would be honest about it. I wish more players would understand the sports entertainment value of the sport that they are in. The NBA, the NFL, they definitely understand it. Baseball and hockey seem to be a little bit behind the times on that front. But if you're going to play the heel role, just embrace it. You know, that's it. It's not a bad thing. You know, professional wrestlers, they love playing the heel. They love getting people angry. And I think more hockey players should be like that too. There's a reason we all love Drew Doughty and some of his antics. Because people love to hate him. His team loves to love him. And hockey needs more guys like that just aren't afraid of the criticism that's going to come whenever they say something that's a little bit outside the line.
Yeah, but also you can't expect Bo to be something he's not.
Yeah.
You know, but he gave us something. It was fun.
He gave us something.
It was a fun week.